So if you're in a couple and one of you gets invited to the wedding and the other one does not, do you accept or decline the invitation? So if you have ever been in this position, 1-855-BERT SHOW, 855-237-8746. I would love for you to call and offer any advice because I have a friend who is actually dealing with this right now. So she was invited to a wedding. Her husband was not. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't know if she should go. She wants to go to the wedding, but her husband is standing firm that I wasn't invited. That is a slight. You should have my back and you should not go to the wedding. Because apparently, to give you a little more detail, but not too much detail, he said something that the couple found offensive and they're like, we don't want that kind of energy at our wedding. But we like the wife.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's bold.
Yeah, okay. I know, right? So she still wants to go. And she doesn't think that, because it's a wedding, guys don't really care about it, whatever, that it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But he is very steadfast in that, no, your loyalty is not to them, it's to me, and you should decline the invitation.
It's funny you say that because I've always jokingly said, and I don't be joking, that I hate going to weddings.
I know you do.
And normally I would not care. But in a situation like this, if we're married, I feel like we're partners. And if I go, you go. If you go, I go. And if you invite me somewhere and you don't invite my wife, I'm not going. It's just that simple. So I think in a situation like this, it would bother me if my wife still went knowing that they purposely did not invite me.
I think it's because of the reason he wasn't invited. When you first brought it up, I was like, oh, maybe they just didn't invite him because of budget constraints. They're not super close with him. And that's the reason. And to me, I think that's personally very reasonable because weddings are so expensive. But if they're specifically not inviting him because they didn't agree with something he said, or it was a joke that just didn't land with them, or it was just something that just rubbed them the wrong way, to me, I feel like that would be enough for me to want to stand by my partner, especially if I felt like it was a petty thing. Now, it's one thing if he said something like horribly, horribly crude and terrible, then, maybe he does deserve not to get invited. And then in that case, I'd probably go.
Hey, Cal, thank you so much for joining the Bert Show. Does she go or does she decline?
She declines. If she respects her marriage and her husband, it couldn't have been that bad for them to still invite her. So I say she does not go without her husband.
All right. I mean, strong stance. There's no swaying you. I can already tell.
No.
No. Team.
All right. Is it Michael? Michelle?
Hi.
Okay. Sorry. The name was, I thought your name was Michael. So Michelle, you are currently planning a wedding and you are not inviting somebody's spouse?
Yes. So, it's actually nothing against the spouse. They didn't say anything crazy, but weddings are just really expensive and we don't really know him that well. So we're kind of just inviting our close friend.
Okay.
But we're going to invite the spouse to the after party.
Gotcha. Have the invitations already gone out? Has she responded yes?
We sent a save the date and it just had her number or her name.
Gotcha.
And then I talked to her.
Is it normal to invite people to a wedding without a +1?
Depending on the size of the wedding and the budget, I don't know if when it comes to weddings, I don't know what normal is anymore. It's basically just what you feasibly can afford and what you want, what you're entitled to.
I feel like the quote unquote normal, for at least for most weddings that I've seen, is that if you're engaged or you have a spouse, then you get a +1. But for me, I have literally never gotten a +1 because obviously people are trying to save a buck and they know I don't have a boyfriend. So
yeah, no, I mean, for our wedding, yes. If we knew not even if we knew your significant other, if we knew you had a significant other, you got a +1. Even though I did invite some people who did not have significant others and they decided to bring random +1s to the wedding.
How did you even find space for that?
Yeah, that was, but we were kind and we made do.
You should kick them out.
The Bert Show.